What's up, guys? So we are playing a 500-point game of Trench Crusade using the new rules, which I'm sad about because I kind of got nerfed. I'm not sure how, if Kenneth's army got changed at all, but I'm playing Trench Pilgrims, and Kenneth is playing Court. And the mission we're playing today is Claim No Man's Land. So we actually played this mission before, but we didn't record it. It was our test game. It was actually went pretty quick for our first game. It ended in like an hour. So we'll see how this goes. So Claim No Man's Land, you have 5 objectives here. Your deployment is the edge. You get 1 foot. So No Man's Land is 24 inches, so 2 feet. So the remainder is your deployment, which is 1 foot there, and then 1 foot here. Pretty simple. This reminds me of probably their most balanced game mode from what I've played and read so far. It's kind of like a typical Warhammer match, which I'm actually using the Warhammer objectives. So 6 inches from the edge here, then 6 inches from the deployment for these, and then this point is in the center. You get 1 point if you have just 1 unit within an inch of the edge of the objective. And then you get another couple points if you control it, and you control it by having models wholly within the objective marker, more than your opponent. So, and that's pretty much it for scoring. So nothing too fancy, it's just a basic objective scoring match. Just fly over here. We'll probably add 1 more area terrain before we start here, but it's pretty equally balanced. So yeah, in this game, it's true line of sight. We're gonna treat these are actually 3 inches tall, so those would be treated as 3 inches tall, if it matters. But yeah, and then I'll just go over my list real quick. So my list, I'm sad because my army got nerfed. I could no longer bring a communicant, buying it with points. So you can only buy a communicant with glory points now. So if you were playing a scenario or a campaign, you would not be able to bring them right away. So I have an Anchorite Shrine. I got 2 nuns. I got my leader here, the prophet. We have a prisoner here we're gonna sacrifice right away. And then we just got 3 basic pilgrims with rifles. I'm playing one of their new factions that you get you can hand out 1 blessing marker at the start of the turn to anyone, and your leader has a Sacrificial Lamb, which lets them ignore the first wound put on them. So it's like 5 DUCATS, so it's like a for sure you should put it at least on your leader so they don't get shreked, especially since our model count kind of went down. But yeah, so we will see how this goes.
All right, so this is my army right here. We have 2 pit locusts. We have my sorcerer, which casts spells, usually AoE spells. We have the hunter of the left-hand path, which is probably the best model in this game. And then we have a wretched and a yoke fiend to torture the wretched, so I can get those blood markers to cast spells.
So is the special thing with Court is the only thing special about them is that they have spells? Like there's no other like mechanic?
Not really.
But I guess spells is pretty good. Because this guy, this hunter of left-hand path, you just teleport him, right?
Yeah.
To any terrain piece?
Any terrain piece.
And then how do you cast those?
You could cast it anytime during your turn. As long as you have blood markers.
So you spend, to cast spells, you have to spend blood markers?
Yes.
Okay. So you put blood markers on me, or you could spend your own?
You could spend your own, or I could spend yours.
Oh, that's pretty good.
But only for this guy, because he's not demonic. Anybody with the keyword demonic, I can't spend their blood markers for spells.
Okay, so you can't, which I guess is a good balancing thing. So if I'm putting markers on these guys, you can't get rid of those.
No.
Only this guy and then my army.
Yeah.
Interesting. So if there were Court versus Court, no one would be casting anything.
Well, you can. You just have to put them on the wretched.
Yeah, that would be the only source.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. We should do that. All right, so starting off, we deploy alternating 1 by 1, and whoever has the most models deploys first. I have 8, Kenneth has 6, and I actually start the game off right away by sacrificing my prisoner on my wheel to give me a pseudo 3rd health. So yeah, so I actually go from 8 to 7, but I still have to activate first because I have technically more models before we started. All right, so we deployed. We have that 1 inch of deployment, or sorry, 1 inch, 1 foot of deployment. And you start deployment with whoever has the most models, which is me. So Kenneth's is over here. We're just eating, being little fatzos, eating pizza. But yeah, so Kenneth gets to choose who goes first because he has less models than me. So I'm taking the first turn. We'll go from there. My first activation, I just double moved my shrine up toward the middle, and I stopped in this area cover to, you know, be harder to hit. I also put my blessing marker here. Kenneth wants to be difficult and just straight go for a pro streamer move. He just immediately teleported his guy onto the point in my area and is trying to shoot my innocent naked nun. All right, so over here, Kenneth shot my nun. He failed and just put a blood marker on it, which will turn into a blessing marker. And then he dashed to move away and get off the point, so opens it up. Okay, so behind here on my next activation, I did my War Prophet. We did the risky action to give everyone within 8 a free 3-inch move. We got that off. They moved lateral to the right there. And then we were able to move our War Prophet over here. And then we just did a dash to get right behind this wall. So not bad turn there. Okay, the Yoke Fiend activated next. Attack the Wretched. And I guess when you roll on the injury chart, you only roll 1d6, so you can't kill him. Then you put a blood marker on him, so now it's 3. So did he start with 2 at the start of the game?
No, I started with 3. He puts 2 blood markers.
All right, I activated my Pilgrim next. He just moved 6 inches over here to shoot here. I missed, and then I was trying to dash to get near within an inch of the point, and I rolled Snake Eyes, so womp womp.
You're demonic. Why shouldn't they be able to do that?
Kenneth's next activation was the Locust. He flew over here, and then he failed his dash, so get wrecked, noob. All right, over here, I activated my Nun, who started off over here. Forgot my movement marker, but we moved here. We did a dash to move there. They get +1 dice to dash. And then I did a charge. I only needed a 1, which I actually rolled a 1 to do a 9-inch charge. And we charged him to be within an inch. We did a blood marker, and that's it. He has a spell to actually negate an injury roll, so I did not use my blessing marker to buff. Cast activation, he fell back and then shot me from 36 inches away with a spell. So did that cost blood markers to do?
Took 1.
Just 1?
Yeah.
So he shot me all the way here, and it didn't suffer a -1 dice?
It did, but I have +1 on range.
Okay, so just was just 2 dice then?
Yeah, it was 2 dice.
All right, so he injured me too, and he knocked me down. So I'm knocked down here with 1 dice. All right, so my activation, I did my Trench Pilgrim. We moved here. We took a pot shot at the Locust that's hiding in the corner there. Did not hit him. We did a dash to get into cover and on the objective, which we did. Over here, Kenneth just stayed back there with his Wretched and didn't do anything. Nope. You are a coward, Kenneth. Coward! Okay, my last activation, I did my Nun. We were right there. We moved up to just get on the point in case I failed the dash. We rolled 3 dice, super passed it, and then we moved on to the point and just hid behind that because we could not clear. Literally, it was short like 1 inch to get onto the point wholly. So we're just gonna claim the 1 point. I think this is like a wash. We'll be tied for round 1. All right, so it's turn 2. Kenneth went first because he has least models. So he charged me with his stupid Locust that came from there. Did an 8-inch fly, so flew over the wall, charged me. Has all these bonuses for charging. So he put like 2 blood markers on me, but I had a blessing marker, which I had 1 from last turn, 1 from this turn, so 2. So we were able to survive, but on his offhand attack, he knocked me down. But I'll turn that last remaining blood marker into a blessing marker when I attack this stupid hunter of the left path, hand, whatever. All right, so I was poised to strike back. Had 3 dice with his blood marker. I attacked the hunter of the path, and I failed. I rolled 2, 3, and 3. I hate this game. I was like, should I roll the blood marker and the blessing marker? I was like, nah, I got this. I did not have this.
Oh, so he's...
All right, the Locust charged my Nun that was here with +2 to hit and killed him, and then he dashed back to get out of the way. So you're a cheater. You cheat in Conquest and you cheat in Trench Crusade.
I don't cheat. I'm just that good.
So I activated my Prophet. I did the Warhorn, which moves everyone within 3 inches, which we did. And then I tried to dash and then charge. And I failed the dash with a, what was it, a 5? Or 6? Oh, those are not the dice I rolled, but I failed. Kenneth's next attack, even with my blessing marker, he was able to kill me because this guy gets 3d6 on the attack. So does he always have 3d6 on injury roll?
Yeah, because I gave him a $50 sword.
Oh, so it's a, no, I'm saying it's a, so his basic rules though doesn't have that.
It's basically,
It's the weapon you gave him.
It's the weapon I gave him.
Yeah. So, well, what's the weapon name?
The mount.
So people can copy that. Man, that's so bad. So he gets plus, but just generically, he always has
branch sword.
So just generically, he always has +2 to hit though, or +2 on the action.
+1 on the action.
+1 on the actions. So +1 on the actions, and then +1 d6 for injuries. Pretty good. Right, Kenneth is cheating, and he took back, even though it was my turn, he reversed it and kept going with this unit. So he moved and then shot with his hunter into my downed pilgrim and killed him. Why are you cheating? You haven't even eaten today. This is not looking good. So I moved this way with my shrine. We tried to dash to get on the other side of this statue in case he tried to shoot me with his hunter. And we failed the dash, like we always do. And now Kenneth has complete control of this left flank, and I'm struggling on the right. This is not, we are divided while we get caught. All right, Kenneth is just being a coward and hiding behind this bunker and he's just beating his wretched repeatedly for blood markers to fuel his magic shenanigans. And the corpse of my nun is just hanging out in the back of this locust. All right, this is an example of just a bad game. So my next activation, I just shot with my pilgrim into this locust right here. So we were shooting at no penalty to range, but penalty for cover. And I rolled a 6. So this is not good. All right, so Kenneth's sorcerer went, he moved, stupid fly, I hate it. He flew up here, he shot me with a spell over here. He put a blood marker here, and then he tried shooting me but missed. And then he just dashed back behind the wall. And he's just gonna keep doing that all game. This is starting to not be a good game for me. Right, my last activation was my pilgrim. We moved up this way into cover. I tried to dash to try to get onto the point, or get closer to the point for next turn. And we failed the dash again. And that was my last activation. I'm failing actions left and right. Not good. All right, so end of round 2. I lost 3 guys. Kenneth has lost nothing. He's in a good position, but we're point-wise, we're actually tied. He's in control of 2 points, and I'm in control of 2 points. So the points is what wins you the game, and we are actual tied. So going to round 3, I get to go first. All right, so the War Prophet did his 3-inch ability, moved that guy 3 inches, moved him here. I got an automatic charge in here, failed my attack, and then I did This Day is His Wrath special ability to do an extra special god attack. And of course, that also failed. Oh my God, I'm having the rage. I actually feel Kenneth's rage from our last game where he failed all his rolls, because I'm failing all my rolls, and it is not feeling good. I don't know. It's just like my dice are not good right now. All right, so Kenneth actually, he just kept it going, and he rolled, what'd you get, a 12 or 11?
12. Actually.
He rolled a 12, which was 11 with my trench shield, but that's still a kill. But the War Prophet just pops back up due to their Memento Mori ability. And it's not even like tough. They just pop back up. No downside, as if nothing had happened. But something bad's gonna happen. Something definitely bad is still gonna happen. Playing the chicken game, I ran my pilgrim from here. First I dashed to make sure I could make it. So I dashed successfully with a 7. Then I did a normal move here. And I think we'll just take a pot shot into the stupid. I just had to show how bad my rolls are. I did shoot the dog, the locust, whatever, and I rolled freaking 1, 1, and 2. Right. So Kenneth teleported his hunter from here all the way to my point. So I feel like this needs to be nerfed, because they're in like every single game with teleport, you need to be a certain distance away from enemy models, and he teleported right in the middle of both these guys. Do you think that's too strong?
No, not at all. It's perfectly balanced.
No, that's broken. All right, that shit needs to be nerfed. That should not be allowed. But anyway, he teleported right there. He cannot charge after teleporting, but he still shot and he downed one. All right, so my activation, I stood up, I shot him at point blank range and rolled 2 2s. So yeah, that's my game right now. That is how this whole game's been going.
Wait, so like in this case, do you get the points?
Yes, because I have more models than you on the point.
Got it.
Kenneth, can you cry more?
No.
All right, so that is the end of turn 3. Kenneth just moved over here, shot with his sorcerer, put a blood marker on, tried to dash near the point and failed. So we are done for 3. Going to the last round, which is 4. All right, this is so broken. I think this is probably the best unit in the game. I don't know what Kenneth is saying. This is probably the best army in this game.
This is the most terrible army ever.
So he was able to shoot and kill this pilgrim. And then because his bow is an assault weapon, he was able to charge the other pilgrim and kill him with a sword. So he pretty much just double killed these guys. And then even after all that, he was able to dash to even get farther away from me. But are you able to dash after melee attacks? Let's look this up real quick.
So I thought you could do all the actions. Because dashing is a risky action.
I have no idea, but whatever. I'm saying this guy's broken. And now we're just seeing Kenneth could actually win the game if he makes all of these successful dashes. But if he doesn't, I think we just tie. Or I can maybe win if he fails every single one. But we'll see. All right, so we just mapped this out real quick with some dashes. So Kenneth failed his dash over here, but he made the one over here to get his wretched on the point. So he would get 3, 6, 9 points. I would only get 3, and we would tie that point if he didn't kill me there. So even like we would, I would still lose just on what the board state is now. And this is turn 4, so it's the last turn. So anyway, I'm just saying this is a broken model, and because I 3D printed it for you, I'm gonna take it back. And it's now a trench. And now it's a trench pilgrim.
No Indian getting.
So yeah, that is the game. What do you think of this game now?
I still don't like it actually.
Why?
I don't like a plus dice minus dice system. Makes it too swingy.
Well, so what if there were no plus or minus dice? So just roll 2 dice.
Yeah, no, it would be better if it was just like you get +2 to hit, +1 to hit, or +2 to injure or whatever.
How? But wait, I thought you said you don't like getting +2 to dice.
No, the plus dice minus dice system, where like if you get +1 dice, you roll 3 dice and you get to take the top 2. I don't like that system.
So you like adding dice to the total.
Adding to a total, subtracting from a total, that makes more sense to me.
Interesting. Well, you don't know anything because you like Conquest.
You like Conquest?
All right, so yep, that is the game. I lost. I'm sad, and we're going to research what's the most OP army, and then play Kenneth again. All right, Kenneth. On to the next.
Okay.